And a comment somebody had asked, it was on a video about this wood stock on the M1A. He asked what if it was boiled linseed oil with some kind of tint in it that I used that made it dark like this. It's pine tar. It's it's a Boyd stock, and then I got the Boyd upper handguard instead of the fiberglass, because when I got it, it had the synthetic stock and the synthetic handguard. But I had got these off eBay, the wood ones, but they're both matching Boyd. But when I got them, I immediately put pine tar on them. Pine tar, turpentine, and I left them sit in the sun and soak in. Because the major thing you have with a wood stock in humidity, you can get warpage and stuff. Well, the pine tar takes care of that. There's no warpage. I happen to have this with because I've been carrying it with now during the calving because there's been coyotes hanging around. And cows will usually run a coyote off, but during calving they're particularly vulnerable. And this, at least, I have the 20-round mag, and I carry a spare mag along. But there's plenty of coyotes, and there was one hanging around yesterday. It was really big, but they usually hang at the 250, 300 yard range, and so I got to have something that'll reach out, and this will reach out. But another thing I was going to mention, I had a laugh. When I did a video, what was it called? An Elegant Savage on Savage 99 and 300 Savage that I had got. Still have, but I got this like 2 years ago. And it was funny because when I put that video up, YouTube immediately refused to monetize that one. That was demonetized right off the bat. And I don't even argue about that. It's just aggravation is all it is, so I just left it alone. But I've noticed all of a sudden I've been getting comments on that video. Because the problem is, if you don't monetize them, YouTube has no incentive to actually recommend them. They can't get nothing out of this, so they don't even bother. It goes out to your subscribers, hopefully, but it doesn't go out, as a recommendation. But all of a sudden, evidently YouTube's been recommended, and I happened to look at it. Yeah, there was an advertisement running on it, so evidently they decided to monetize that one, though they refused all the time. And now, the only thing I can think of there is when I titled it An Elegant Savage. It's a Savage gun. It was the guy's name. There's no way you can work around that. But I think to them that was politically incorrect. In their algorithm sort of nonsense. Though I swear to God, I've seen other people talk about this too. That what gets monetized and demonetized seems so random. I can't imagine, you'd think there'd be more rhyme or reason if this was actual artificial intelligence doing this. So there has to be a great influence by just people with their prejudices involved in it. That's the only way I can think it could work that way. But I just thought it was funny because now all of a sudden that one is monetized now. But it wasn't for years, like 2 years, it wouldn't be monetized. But somehow or another now, they started doing it without any input from me. Like I say, I just shrug my shoulders. It doesn't really matter to me that much, except that I know if they're not monetized, they're not going to get as many views because they have no incentive to do it. So it's good in that way, but like I say, all of a sudden I've been getting views on that one, that comments. But the question that I had on this one, it is pine tar. And I know somebody made a comment about pine tar on a Mosin, because what pine tar will do, he said, this people in there. Some people like really shiny, varnishy looking guns. I don't like that. I like a duller finish. And what pine tar will do is on any end grain, like right here and right here, where you're actually running into end grain, it'll get slightly darker. Those are normally the places the gun will darken up anyway, just from your hand being there. But that's what end grain, you know, how it behaves with pine tar, because it will darken it up on any end grain. But I like the way that it looks. When I buy a gun, I buy it to keep for myself. For, you know, this isn't something I'm reselling guns or something. So half of my guns have got pine tar on them because that's the way I want them. And that's the way it works good for me. There's some, like I've got the 39A that's got the original Mars shield from Marlin on it, and I won't change that. But if that ever gets damaged, it'll immediately be all off there in pine tar, like my 4570 is. I like, for my own use, which what my guns are for, I'm not concerned about investment value. I buy them for my use. And for my use, I like wood and I like pine tar. Like just the way it is. But someplace back in the archives on the main channel, there's I think I did a video when I put pine tar on that. So if you want to look, it's there.